And good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Evan Hollywood. The Heaven Hollywood Experience. September 19, 2025. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. For everyone, once you come in, please hit that like button. Thumbs up. Push this video through the algorithm. We got 3 things we're going to talk about. First, we're going to get through the Dame Dash situations. He's suing Camron for $300 million. Then we're going to get on the disses and the subliminal disses and the not so subliminal disses on the Cardi B new album, Am I the Drama? Make sure you put a 1 in the chat. And we're going to also get to a review. Remember, this is our hour-long show. On the weekends, which is tomorrow, I'll do a 3-hour stream. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. What's up with everybody? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Let me know who's out there, where you're coming from. Let me know. Let me know. Put 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Make sure you hit the like button. And push this stream through the algorithm. Push this live through the algorithm. We have a nice hour-long show today. What's up, Tangela Smith? Okay. What's up, Canella B? 1 in the chat. We're going to go over the Dame Dash situation. And then we're going to talk about Am I the Drama? Shout out to Cardi B, who I'm not big on charts. But Am I the Drama did make number 1 on iTunes in 30 minutes. And it is the quickest female album this decade to make it to number 1. So we're halfway through the decade. So since 2020, this is the quickest female, not female rap album. This is the quickest female album of the decade to make number 1 on iTunes in 30 minutes, breaking Nicki Minaj's record of 51 minutes. And I believe that was with Pink Friday too. So shout out to Cardi B, even though, like I said, I'm just going to announce that because I see it being announced out on social media. I really could care less. That doesn't mean nothing to me. But shout out to Cardi B no less, right? Shout out to my people on Twitch. Shout out to my people on YouTube. So, real quick, we want to get into Dame Dash. And then we're going to get into Cardi B. And Am I the Drama? All right. So, let's see. As we all know, Dame Dash and Camron's been going back and forth these last couple of days, or we'll have to even say last few months, ever since Camron partnered with 50 Cent, and Camron is now cool with Jay-Z, right? Dame Dash has had a problem because you know that Dame Dash is not cool with Jay-Z anymore. Y'all make sure that y'all put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Now, real quickly before we get over to Barty. Hold on. So, Damon Dash, He's had a very eventful week. Everybody's been talking about Dame Dash and, you know, his interview on the Breakfast Club. So now it turns out that Dame Dash and Camron have been beefing for years, with most of the claims in his defamation lawsuit relating to business move. Dame Dash is quite the financial bind these days, and it looks like he wants to secure some cash out of his beef with Camron. According to Ahmad the Ears on Twitter, he launched a defamation lawsuit against Cam for $300 million for making allegedly false and bad faith claims about his business. Now, these are all opinionated, so I don't understand how he's going to sue him. But the news reportedly comes from Dusko Poppington on Instagram, which is Dame Dash, and shows a letter of formal demand from the legal representatives of plaintiff Damon Dash, his partner Raquel Horn, and the Dash Group. Also, the letter included a specific breakdown of alleged examples of these defamations: unjust enrichment, business disparagement, torturous interference, conspiracy, and harassment accusations. First, the letter mentions Camron's comments about Dame Dash and his partner Raquel Horn, his diminishing of the Dash's group business acumen, his references and attempts to reach out to Dame's sons, cutting him out of a cannabis deal he helped set up unrightfully, securing ownership and profit rights to the Dipset clothing company which Dame co-founded, and detailing confidential talks with Rockefeller that damaged Dame's relationship with them and Jay-Z. So now he's saying Camron helped damage that relationship. So Dame is claiming that all these things that Camron said about him. Furthermore, the lawsuit seeks $300 million in damages for alleged reputational harm, emotional distress, and loss of business opportunities, and alleged business disparagement and financial interference regarding the Dash Group. Also, the lawsuit gives Dipset MC a list of demands to comply with within 14 days of receiving the letter. We know exactly what Camron's going to say about that letter. Camron is not going to be happy, right? Nor would I be. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Coming through the door, please. All right. Let me know if y'all can still hear me clearly. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can still hear me. Remember, last couple of days they've been giving me problems. So I want to make sure that we don't have any problems. Right? Canella, can you hear me? Tangela Smith, can you hear me? Other people that's in here. If you want to support the stream and the page, it's $ Heaven Hollywood for the Cash App. Y'all can go ahead and Cash App your boy. Connection's unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on Ethernet. The connection should not be unstable at all. Hold on. Okay, y'all can hear me clearly? Okay. So what I'm going to do is try something. Hold on. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Can you guys hear me? Y'all should be able to hear me, right? All right. So, uh, Dame Dash is suing Camron for $300 million, man. And I think this whole thing is garbage. I don't think that there is any way that Dame Dash is getting $300 million or $300 or 300 pennies from Camron. This is just a way of Dame Dash trying to find a way to come up. He sees that everybody else has come up from the 90s and early 2000s, and the only person that seems to be struggling is him. He's the only person that seems to be struggling financially, right? So he's going to try to find a way to come up. All right. Now, I'm trying to figure out what's the rest of this. Killer Cam's got other issues to handle. We'll see how far this defamation goes. Suit goes. Their beef spans a few different eras in hip hop. At least they provide a lot of context for it. As for whether he and Dame ever settled their differences, this might be the last chance to do so. But I believe after him suing Camron, I know, I love Dame. I love Dame. Yo, that's my brother. Dame's still my brother. I love Dame, but come on now. So we're going to see what Camron thinks about Dame after this lawsuit, right? I think it's BS. Y'all can let me know down in the comments whether you think Dame Dash has any sort of shot of winning this lawsuit, this defamation suit against Camron. Y'all make sure that you like the stream, share it, right? Now, I just wanted to touch on that real quick, because we about to get to it. What's up? I'm just saying. Now, Am I the Drama? And the disses on Am I the Drama? All right. Now, as we know, Cardi B dropped her album 12 o'clock last night, Am I the Drama? I've already did my reaction to one of the songs, which is called Killing You Hoes. To me, it's the best song on the album. It's the way you end the album, even though there were two songs after that, but we had already heard Up and WAP. So to me, the end of the album was Killing You Hoes. And let me tell you something. Man, was she killing hoes. She was killing them hoes. That's no lie. Right? That record is fire. And it's the way that it's the way you want to end out your album. But a lot of talks on the album about the disses. And why people said that she dissed Bia, Ice Spice, Offset, and JT, and Uzi. And then they're saying that Nicki Minaj fans are hilarious because they were saying, oh, she's trying all she can to get Nicki to respond. And then
Oh, how come she's dissing everybody but Nikki? She know better. Do y'all want her mentioning Nikki or not? Because y'all said, why? Oh, she just trying to get Nikki to respond, and Nikki won't do it. Then when she comes out with the diss records, y'all seem like y'all upset that she didn't openly diss Nicki Minaj. Oh, she knew better. Let's just stop that, guys. We already seen what happened when Cardi B pressed Nicki Minaj. So let's stop acting like, you know, Nicki scares Cardi B. Nicki is a rapper. We all know she wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Great rapper though, queen of rap. But let's not start acting like rappers are walking around here scared of Nicki Minaj. Let's please stop it. Because we already see what she's gonna do when the smoke comes. She's gonna run behind security. So let's just be honest. I'm standing right here or behind all them security guards. So let's just call it what it is. Nicki's an amazing rapper, probably the greatest of all time, but she don't scare nobody. Let's stop. So if she didn't mention Nicki Minaj, it wasn't because she was scared to mention Nicki Minaj, right? So, but then we have a lot of pages saying that she did mention Nicki Minaj. Now, y'all can let me know whether y'all think this is true or not, but I'm seeing some tweets and some pages saying, "Oh, she threw bars at Nicki too." So it says, "Guess who dropped 1,000 times and none of it's working? Guess who doing shows for damn near free and pockets hurting? Guess who makes sure that she play nice when we in person? And guess who done bodied up more bitches than they surgeon?" Now, I'm looking at thefader.com, and they think that that line is about Nicki Minaj. Now, I don't know if I agree with that because it said, "Guess who plays nice?" There was a motorsport distant album. Okay, director Nicki, maybe you can help me find it. For her to say, "Guess who played nice when we in person," I would think she's talking about Ice Spice. Because when has her and Nicki Minaj been in person? And when they have been in person, the last time they were in person was the VMAs. Nicki wasn't playing nice. The time before that they was in person was the Harper's Bazaar. She definitely wasn't playing nice then. She played nice at the Met Gala. But I'm not going to think that unless she's talking about Sweetie there. No, remember Ice Spice was the one who was at the Met Gala taking pictures with Cardi B and everything. So I would think that's more about Ice Spice. Now, the only Nicki line that I may have thought is where she said, guess who dropped 1,000,000 times and not working. I think that that's probably Ice Spice too. Because didn't Ice Spice have a bunch of drops? And then when they're saying, she's talking about when she says, guess who doing shows for damn near free and pockets hurting? And they think that that is coming from the claim that Ken Barbie put out there that said Nicki Minaj is doing shows and she's not getting paid for it because she's paying back her debt. What's up, Jazz Tivity and Maria Marie? So I don't really think that that was a shot at Nicki. The only shot that I heard that could have been said it was Nicki was the shot about the Grammy. Because those other girls, Megan, it wasn't talking about Megan. Megan already got a Grammy. Doja got a Grammy. Now, she said she's still tight about that Grammy. Now, that to me would be the only line that I would think, if I was to say there were any Nicki shots at all, I would say it was that one. But this other stuff here, that sounds like Ice Spice. That sounds like Ice Spice. Because you can't say Nicki dropped a whole bunch of times it wasn't working, because it did work. So, the fader is wrong on that one. She is not talking about Nicki Minaj there. See, I see a lot of people trying to make these shots, Nicki, and then people are saying, well, why did she diss this one, but then diss Nicki? Well, did Nicki diss her on PF2? I don't remember any Cardi B disses on PF2. I remember people talking more about Megan, right? I don't really remember PF2 having too many shots that people considered with Cardi B. Now I didn't listen to that album very much. I think I played it one time through just to listen to it, but I don't remember. If y'all could put in the comments if y'all remember any PF2 clear shots at Cardi B. So when people are saying why she just everybody but Nicki, we have to remember Nicki right now is beefing with Desiree Perez and Megan Thee Stallion and Rock Nation. You haven't really heard her say anything about Cardi B recently, right? So I haven't really even seen. I don't even really think Nicki Minaj has been paying. I'm sure she's paying attention to it because of the album dropping. I haven't seen too many shots that we could say Nicki Minaj is taking shots at Cardi B in a while. If I missed something, y'all let me know. But judging from what I can remember, of course, there's always shots you can find somewhere that you say, oh, that was a shot at so-and-so. That was a shot at so-and-so. I get it. But this thing here, you got to listen to the words. Guess who plays nice when we're in person? She hasn't been around Nicki Minaj in person in a long time. And the last time they were in person, they really didn't. They were arguing, and that was the VMAs. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I don't think she's been in person around JT much either. So I'm going to say that was another shot at Ice Spice. For anybody who thinks that she's got a beef with Megan Thee Stallion, I heard she was just talking nice about Megan today. Magnet, Slow Face B, whose spot is you taking? My spot's forever, ho. I'm like a Dalmatian. Now, here's the problem. Didn't Ice Spice just recently say she gives Cardi her flowers for make other girls, being an inspiration to other girls? Now, a lot of Cardi B fans took that as a backhanded compliment. A lot of Cardi B fans did not take what how a lot of people saying, oh, Ice Spice, give Cardi her flowers. But a lot of Cardi B fans are saying, nah, B, you think you slick. That was a backhanded comment by basically saying, oh, when Nicki was running things, she seemed so unattainable. Like she set the bar high. But once we seen Cardi B, that let us know that we could be successful. So in other words, you saw Cardi B and was like, damn, if she can make it, anybody can. That's what it was given to me. I didn't take it as no compliment either. I took it as a very backhanded comment. Y'all can let me know down in the comments if I'm reaching. If y'all think, oh, Heaven, you just want to start trouble. No, I didn't take it as a compliment. I took it as a backhanded compliment, right? Oh, when Nicki seems so unattainable, but with Cardi B, it doesn't seem unattainable because if she can do it, hell, anybody can do it, right? She lowered the bar. That's what it was given to me. Right. I agree, Jazz. That's what it's given to me. But I do believe that she was talking about Nicki Minaj when she said, these chicks still mad about that Grammy. Now that I would say is the only one, because nobody, who else got mad about a Grammy? Nobody. Who has ever even said anything about a Grammy? Only Nicki and her fans. Right? So that line would make sense. Now let's get to Pretty and Petty. Name five, right out the gate, name 5 Bia songs, gun pointed to your head. Bow, I'm dead. She got that from the Chris Brown meme. Or Chris Brown said name 5 Quavo song or something like that. Bow, you're dead. She also said, I'd rather die on the surgery table before I gotta walk around here looking like you. She also said, why you always at Diddy house? Why you always at Diddy house? I heard they combed that little kitty out. And when she says they, that means choo choo. Now remember, there was rumors for a long time that she was smashing Justin. And I even heard a rumor when she was messing allegedly with J. Cole, Justin and J. Cole had some words. Which is funny because J. Cole had a fight with Justin's daddy, Diddy. We know that's a factual because J. Cole said so. But then I always heard the rumor that Justin and J. Cole one time, I believe when Bia was seen over, remember when Bia was in London and J. Cole was filming her? I believe it was London or Pennsylvania or somewhere, Rhode Island. They was jumping in the water, and you could see J. Cole's shadow filming Bia. And everybody's like, J. Cole is creeping with Bia. Right around that time, I heard a rumor that Justin Combs approached J. Cole about Bia. Now, that was the rumor back then. So it's funny that Cardi B now mentions, I heard he combed through that kitty. She called the diarrhea Bia. Ay, ay, ay. Diarrhea Bia said her breath stinks so bad you can see it coming before you see it. Said she's built like her daddy. Bia does have a funny shape. Built like her daddy. I didn't really like the part where she said, your mama mess around with white boys. Nothing wrong with that. But I know what she was trying to do. Ice Spice said, you coming for my spot? Slow fact, my spot is like a Dalmatian. I hold my spot forever, ho. I'm a Dalmatian. And Dalmatians do have their spots forever. And remember, that is a rebuttal to Ice Spice's song BB Bell. When she said, falling behind like bitch, pick up your pace. It was funny till I took her place. Right? And most people thought she was whacking Cardi B there. Cardi seemingly responded on Magnet, saying, bitch, whose place you taking? Slow face. Then, I believe on the same record, she got at JT. Now, this was dark because she included Uzi. Right, comb through it, Justin Combs. So that's a nice little play on words. She had a lot of nice play on words and sneaky bars on this album. And which I heard he combed through it, meaning all the combs went through it. Right? Why you always at Diddy house? I heard he combed that little kitty out. I heard they combed the little kitty out. So all of the combs, which they have been known to do. The daddy and the sons has been known to run trains, allegedly. So, what up, Couture? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They used to be around each other all the time. So, then the JT diss, and it got dark here. Because she called Bia also just be a lap dog, be a lap dog, and be a lap dog. The most scathing diss are directed toward fans speculate former City Girl rapper JT, with whom Cardi engaged in a very public beef on Twitter in 2022 at the time. The two traded disses like lap dog, Cardi to JT. And not writing their own songs, JT to Cardi. Or Magnet, Cardi continued the feud. Tail wagging ass B, back to calling her lap dog. The line above specifically appears to take a shot at JT's relationship with Uzi. Yeah, my N-word cheat, but I don't stick no dildos in his gula, B. Now, and then she said, you're just mad because you're a man. You have to share bags with your man. Now, I don't remember Uzi, unless it's something I don't know about, but I don't remember Uzi coming at Cardi B. Right? So maybe she shouldn't have mentioned Uzi, unless something happened behind the scenes that we don't know about. Right? But if nothing happened behind the scenes, I don't think it's right she mentioned Uzi. Right? That's just my opinion. If y'all know about anything that happened with her and Uzi, let me know. We all know that Uzi is Nicki's guy. So maybe that's why she took a shot at Uzi, because she knows that Uzi's Nicki's guy. Right? So maybe that's what that's all about. But the whole, I don't have to put dildos up his gula, and the whole, you got to share. It seems like to me that you're trying to insinuate that Uzi is left-handed, or at least bowled from both sides of the lane, which a lot of people has had that rumor about him before, but JT still stays with him, and she doesn't care about that rumor. Nor should she, if that's the guy she's with, right? But the diarrhea beer, Brett stink bad. She's got a shit. You talking to people with that shit mouth? Maybe people have said Bia's got bad breath. I don't know. I've never met Bia, so I can't say, oh yeah, they're right. Then of course the Offset disses. I took you back. Shit, I was dumb. That was on Man of Your Word, which I love that record. That sounds like be careful, and he didn't get you. You didn't listen to me when I told you to be careful. Now here's the consequences. That's what I get. That's what Man of Your Word is given. So I just want to ask the Nicki Minaj fans. I see a lot of them say, "Oh yeah, so and so she won't diss Nicki though," but y'all should be happy because y'all said, you don't want her. Oh, she's been trying to trick Nicki into responding. Nicki's not taking the bait. So then you should be happy that she didn't mention her in no records. So then that way she won't feel as though she got to take the bait. Right? Because other than, like I said, the Grammy line, I don't really see any lines shot Nicki. And that's probably because their beef is They haven't really spoke on that beef in a couple of years, really since the VMAs. Right? Nicki may take shots, 11 Faces, another that she got from Ashley Tragedy. But other than that, that beef is pretty much dead. So, let's see. As far as the album goes, let me put up here. Now, as I stated, everybody that has been doing lives with me, right, who's been here from the beginning, for the ones who do not know, right, I first entered into the music business at 21 years of age, right? I was working for Capitol Records. I don't know whether Capitol still exists or not. After I worked for Capitol, I worked for Crave Records, which was Mariah Carey's record label. I then did a short stint at Redline Records, which was DMX's uncle and DMX's record label. I then got out of music and went into production. And I was trying to get into movie production, and I was trying to get a job at a movie company. They said, "Do you have any experience? I see you have education, but do you have any experience producing movies?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Well, you need to go get you some credits." So I was stuck because I couldn't. I'm like, where the hell am I gonna get movie credit for if nobody's gonna give me a chance? So that's when, shout out to my girl India Morel, who is a retired adult film star, and she said, "Why don't you produce porn?" And she was like, "You get credited the same way." And she was like, "I got a couple of girls. Show up on set with your own girls, create your scenes, and produce porn." So then I knew a couple of porn stars from my show. I hit them up and went into the adult film industry for about 3 years. Got me about 9 credits, and boom, went back to ESPN, and they were like, "Oh, you got experience. You're hired." It's funny that Disney, ESPN is a Disney company, and Disney hired me once they saw that I had a bunch of porn credits. Go figure. They wouldn't hire me before, but then they said, "Oh, porn? Oh, yeah, you're our guy. You're our guy." So that's when I got the job at ESPN as a writer, and then after that, I pretty much just went into my own stuff. I left it after the industry. I'm like, I don't know if I want to be working for anybody, so I'm doing my own thing. But just to let you know, I've been around music a very long time. And when I judge music, I judge by what my ears hear. I judge by if I get in the car, am I going to be like, "Yo, that's my jam, turn this up"? Or am I going to turn the station? If I'm in the club and this song come on, am I going to run to the dance floor or say, let me go get a drink? Right? If I'm listening to a Spotify playlist and this song comes on, am I going to listen to it or am I going to hit the arrow or the down button? That's how I judge music. I don't have any, I have favorite artists, but I don't play favorites when it comes to listening to music because there's far too many artists out there just to only listen to one person and like only one person. I can have a favorite artist, like I said with Prince. I saw Prince 21 times live. I saw Purple Rain 30 times in the movie theater. And I paid all 30 times. I've seen him 21 times live. I paid 15 times. So I was the biggest Prince fan, rest in peace, ever. I own every single record he's ever put out. But if a Prince record comes on that was trash, I'm going to say it was trash. I'm not that guy to be like, oh, yeah, it's dope. Oh, yeah, he went in. No, if the record is garbage, I'm going to say it's garbage. Right? So I like Cardi B as an artist. I don't agree with everything she does and a lot of her movement outside of music, but I think she's very smart business-wise. I think she makes a lot of great decisions, and then she makes some not so great decisions. But if she puts out a trash album, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, this album's fire. I'm going to be like, yo, I waited 7 years, and this album is garbage. So I'm going to keep it a buck. Everybody knows that. Now, while I said about the prediction, I had reasons for saying I thought it was going to do 155. But then when I saw the rollout, I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to give her 185 now, just because of the rollout. Now, while I do not think this album will sell as much as Invasion of Privacy, when I listen to this album, I enjoy it more than Invasion of Privacy. And I'll tell you why. When I heard Invasion of Privacy, I'm going to be honest with you. At first, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It had to grow on me. Invasion of Privacy had to grow on me. I wasn't like them people like, oh, yeah, it's number one. No, I did not like Invasion of Privacy at first. It really had to grow on me. And that album came out 7 years ago. And I've probably listened to the album all the way through twice, maybe twice. I'm already on my third listen through with Am I the Drama? This is a hot album. I know all the people that want to tune in, they hear me trash it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. This album is hot. Cardi B, right? Cardi B, you can tell, has grown as an artist. She's a better rapper than she was 7 years ago. She sounds better than she did 7 years ago. And the songs to me are better. Even though Invasion of Privacy was a hot album, a lot of those songs sound alike. I seen somebody say, oh, yeah, this album all sounds alike. What album were you listening to? This album has so many different vibes on it. I don't know what these people are talking about. The only thing I can think of, they must be Barb's or people who or Candace Owens fans. Because there's no way anybody can listen to this album and say, oh, all the songs sound alike. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's not even close. The only songs that sound alike on this album is Up, Outside, Up and Outside. And maybe if you want to put Trophies in, which is a fire song. Those are really the only three songs that are similar. You might have 2 songs on there that sound similar, but the rest of the album, it's all different vibes, all different producers. There's only maybe is 22-song album, but I don't count Outside, Trophies, WAP, and Up. I don't count those because I've heard them already, right? And Imaginary Players, I don't count them. But they are still in the album. But that song with Selena Gomez is let me listen to when I tell y'all this. And I don't use this word too often. That song with Selena Gomez should have been the single. That is a smash. Not a hit. Not a hit. That song is a smash. That should have been the single. The Selena Gomez song should have been the single. That song is fire. Fire. I do like the Kalani record. Kalani, that record sound like a Kalani record. That sound like Kalani featuring Cardi B. Kalani sound amazing on that record. That record's fire. The video's fire. Salute. That should be the new girls. That should be the women's new theme song. Salute to all the real bitches. Fire. Her flow is fire on there. Bottega Baddie, I can see Bottega Baddie. I'm glad it was only a minute and a half. I can see Bottega Baddie being big on TikTok, and I can see it being turn it up in the club. It's not for me. It's not for me. I could have did without it, but I can see people turning up in the club to it, and I can see a lot of people doing TikTok. And remember, it's only a minute and a half long, so I can see that being big on TikTok. But it's just not for me. Magnets, the song where she dissed JT, it was all right. It was all right. Not in love with it, but I don't hate it. Let me see a track list. So, yeah, the JT diss, and I guess he dissed Ice Spice. The Hello record, I hated. I thought Hello was trash. I think that was like the most trash song on the album. Hello was trash to me, right? I didn't like that at all. I didn't really understand what she was saying on it, right? I didn't really understand what she was even saying on Hello. Dead starts off the album. Loved it. Dead with Summer Walker. Loved it. Nice way to start off the album. Loved it. Hello, garbage. To me, garbage. Magnet, okay. But Pick It Up with Selena Gomez, fire. Then we had Imaginary Players, which a lot of people didn't like. I liked Imaginary Players, so I have no problem with it. Bottega Baddie, not for me. Salute, fire. Fire. Safe, very good bop. Is it fire? It's probably not fire, but it's very good song. Safe, very good song. Man of Your Word. That's like Be Careful. Like I said, that's Be Careful Part 2 to me. I warned you to be careful. You didn't listen. Now, nigga, here's the consequences. But I love how she opened. I love how open she was. And that was kind of like, you know what? Offset has been the only one out here telling his story. Now, nigga, I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to tell my story. What's going on? I thought Lizzo killed it. I thought Lizzo killed it. Lizzo sounded amazing. Song was okay, but I thought Lizzo sounded amazing. Shower Tears. Now, a lot of people like Shower Tears. I didn't. I didn't like Shower Tears. I loved Dead, but I wasn't really feeling Shower Tears with Summer. Right? But everybody else said the opposite. They're like, oh, I wasn't really feeling Dead, but I was feeling Shower Tears. Okay, people are going to have different opinions, but I wasn't really feeling Shower Tears like that. Outside, of course, we heard that. It's a good record. Pretty and Petty. She had the West Coast beat. She was skating on beer. Good record. Very good record. And it's different to hear Cardi on a diss record. That was a straight diss record to beer. And for Cardi to have a first time diss record She did pretty good. She skated on Bia, and no, I don't think Bia should come back because Bia pretty much unloaded her clip on the record that she put out against Cardi, and that record wasn't even that good. So I don't know what Bia could come back and say, unless she's got some secrets about Cardi B, which I don't think she has. So I don't think she'd come back. Better Than You was a fire record until Cash Cobain came on. Now, I wasn't really feeling it. Like the record was pretty much over. You know how Wild Side, like even though Cardi came on Wild Side, it was like, you know what? I really didn't need her on Wild Side because the record was already over by the time Cardi's part came. So I could have did without Cash Cobain coming saying, doing his Future impersonation. But that record was okay. I would have liked it better if she was just on it by herself. On My Back, I love the way Lourdes sounds. That record wasn't really for me. It was a little too raunchy for me. I understand she's talking about her and Stephon Diggs. Not really my cup of tea, but I love this chick, Lourdes, the way she sounds on that record. I don't know who the broad is. I guess she's some new artist or whatever, but she sounded good on it. And she also liked my tweet because I was like, whoever this Lourdes chick is, I like the way she sounds. And she liked my tweet on Twitter. But the record for me, a little vulgar, little too vulgar for my taste. Right? Time. I like the gritty. I like the beat of Time. She could have left that off, but I did like the beat on Time. Check Please, I liked. That's the one she gave a kind of like a paid homage to Jadakiss. She used a Jadakiss line where she's like, I'm the reason why you chicks got deals these past 2 years. Sound anything like Cardi B, then sign right here. She got that from Jadakiss saying, I'm the reason niggas got signed these past 2 years. Sound anything like Kiss, then sign right here. So shout out to Jadakiss. Check Please, I liked. Now, a lot of people was upset about Principal Janet Jackson. Number one, let me tell you why I have an issue with it. Number one, I know it was deceptive marketing where she said it's a Janet Jackson feature. She really should never said that. That's not a Janet Jackson feature, sis. You used Janet Jackson's voice, so only thing Janet had to do was clear the sample. If Janet had came in and sung that part over, that's a Janet Jackson feature. This is not a Janet Jackson feature, Cardi B. So you never should have said that. That's dirty to me. That's just what we call deceptive marketing. Right? Smart move, but it was dirty, in my opinion. That would be like Diddy and Mace saying, oh yeah, we got a collab with Diana Ross because they use I'm coming out. It's the same thing. They use I'm coming out. They sampled her voice, but they didn't say, oh yeah, collab with Diana Ross. I thought she was dirty for that. I didn't like that. And the song wasn't even all that hot. Song was all right. It wasn't that hot. I did like the way she flipped Janet's voice though. But the song to me was not that great to be doing all that. You could have just said I had a Janet sample. Trophies, fire. Now she's back. After taking off a couple of songs, Trophies is fire. That was a song that I've been calling to be released. I got up in her DM and begged her over a year ago to release Trophies. But instead, she released Enough, which was a good record. But to me, it's not better than Trophies. Trophies is a fire record. And if she would have released this when she released Enough, she would have had a top 5 record. Nice Guy featuring Tyler. I believe she had Tyler on there rapping. Nice Guy was a nice record. Was it great? No, but I like the fact that she had Tyler on there. It sounded like Tyler was rapping a little bit. Sound like Tyler rapping a little bit. So that's a nice comeback for Tyler. Because everybody was like, I'm not feeling Tyler. But track number 21. Track number 21. Let me tell you something. A lot of people saying Trophies is their favorite. Trophies is top 5 for me on this album. But track number 21, to me, moved this album to an 8. Almost an 8.5. I might even say 8.5. But it moved it to an 8 out of 10. Killing You Hoes. Lord have mercy. That record was flawless. That was a flawless record. That was, to me, the only flawless record on the album was Killing You Hoes. That record was flawless. Understood everything she was saying. And this is the first time that you heard a Cardi record where you understood everything. She had a different flow. I've never really heard this Cardi flow. Her voice was smoothed out. It sounded like it was a part of the instruments. The production was crazy. The chorus was crazy. Yo, the bars was crazy. That song was a 10 to me. It was the only 10 that I gave on that album. The only 10 is Killing You Hoes. And it's right at the end, right before you get to Up and WAP, which she's already heard. And to me, that's the way you end the album. When you put together albums, right? Well, it's another thing that I judge by. The first thing I do with an album is I listen to the opening track, right? Then I jump to the last track, right? And then I go back. And I'm like, okay, from the first and last track, all these other tracks, the album always needs to tell a story, right? An album needs to tell a story. And the songs in between song 1 and song 22 need to fill in this story. And at the end, you get, I'm still killing you hoes. When you sit down and think about the perspective, think at it from that perspective. Y'all waited 7 years. I came back. I let you know what's been going on in these 7 years. That's what she did with the songs in between. Offset, Be a Beef, Nicki Beef, JT Beef, More Kids, Divorce, Stephon Diggs, right? And when it's all said and done, I'm still killing you hoes. That's fire. That's fire. That's how you tell a story on an album. At the end of the day, after I've told you all this, after I've been gone for 7 years, after I got married, had kids, dealt with cheating, okay, so you're saying stop lying. Hey, if it didn't go number 1 in 30 minutes, I'm not the one that's lying. Twitter is lying. So go tell them stop lying. I didn't just come out of my eye and make that up. Go tell Twitter stop lying, because that's who said it. And no, I'm not going to check charts because I don't care about charts like that. So that's how you put together an album. That's how you put together an album. And that's how you tell a story on an album. And Killing You Hoes was the perfect song to end the album with. Lo, what up, boy? Yo, Lo, I'm going to be in New York October, my nigga. October 10th. We got to get up. I'm going to come by the crib. I mean, see your little man. Congratulations on your little man. I'm gonna be in New York, my G. October 10th through the 14th is my brother's birthday, so you definitely gotta come link up. Y'all go follow Low, work in progress. Damn good rapper, great artist. Yep, he said solid album, big bro. The Janet Flips was fire. Safe feature collide. Yeah, the Safe record, that's fire. And I love the video to go with it. Right? So Cardi B, to me, like I said, I'm giving this album an 8 out of 10. And to me, I'm just saying to me, it's a better body of work than Invasion of Privacy to me. Because like I said, it took a while for me to even like Invasion of Privacy. I didn't really like that album like that until I listened to it more, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it. It grew on me. I've liked this album right away. With the exception of a couple of songs, I liked this album right away. Right? To me, it's a better album than Invasion of Privacy. It's not going to sell like Invasion of Privacy, but to me, for my ears, it's a better album. She sound better. She rapped better. The production was better. It was just a better body of work to me. So that Killing You Hoes, oh my God. Huh. Man, listen. Man, listen. That Killing You Hoes is fire. Fire. That's the way you end the album. Trophies, fire. This came from Nicki in the Dead track. I guess is that the track where she said, y'all hoes still mad about the Grammys or whatever? Good album, man. Good album. So the wait is over. Cardi B dropped 7 years in the making, and I could say, I wish the album came sooner, but I can really say I'm not mad at it. I would have been mad if we waited 7 years and the album was garbage. I would have been mad. But again, I'll say it again. I judge music objectively. I don't have faves when it comes to music. My fave is dead. Prince Rogers Nelson. I'll never have another fave again. So when it comes to music now, I just have favorite songs. That's it. I just have favorite songs. And this Cardi B album is fire. If it had been tracked, I did point out a couple of songs I didn't like. Oh, even though I did like the way she flipped the Janet voice, I didn't like the whole deceptive marketing, because that's not a Janet Jackson collaboration. That is the use of Janet Jackson's voice. Just like I said with Diddy and Mace, they didn't collaborate with Diana Ross. They just sampled Diana Ross's voice. So I didn't like that, but I did like the flip on Pleasure Principle, but it was the Pleasure Principle, and she called it Principal. Now, I don't know whether she meant to spell it that way, but that's not the same principle as Janet Jackson's. I think she kind of meant it to spell Principal. But yeah, man, very good album. Very good album. Very good album. 8 out of 10. I might even go up to 8.5 before the day is up. But as of right now, I got it at an 8 out of 10. The production was sick. But my standouts on the album, the standouts. I love the first track, which is Dead. Pick It Up is a smash hit. It should have been the lead single. Pick It Up with Selena Gomez should have been the lead single. Salute, fire. Safe, fire. Or very good. Man of Your Word was good. What's Going On? Lizzo shined. Not a big fan of Shower Tears. Outside, of course, we know it's a good record. I love Pretty and Petty. I love her riding on Bia for the entire record. Better Than You. It would have been better than you if Cash Cobain wasn't in there. Not really a big Cash Cobain guy. On My Back, I think Lourdes sound great. It was a good song, but just a little too raunchy for my taste. Time, she could have left off. Check Please, I liked. It was it turned up. Principal, it was all right. Trophies, fire. Nice Guy, fire. That was the record with Tyler. Killing You Hoes was, to me, the best record. And of course, Up and WAP is on the album. You already know what that's given. And there you have it. There you have it. Cardi B. It's a very good album. I'm staying with my prediction of 185. I know a lot of people are going over that. I just don't think with the climate, and the way people are consuming music and the way people are purchasing music now, I think it's just going to be way too many people going on YouTube and listening to the entire album instead of going on Spotify or instead of going on Apple Music. There's too many people that they let control the algorithm that's not going to want to give her a stream, and they're just going to go watch it on YouTube or listen to it on YouTube. So that's the way. And on top of that, with the they filter now. They got certain rule changes. So I'm looking at about 185. That's what I think. With the rollout. With her added on with the rollout, I think she'll do 185. Right? Which is, these days, who's doing 185 other than Nicki Minaj? As far as girls go. Nobody. Doja Cat don't even do those numbers. Megan Thee Stallion don't do those numbers. Right? Hell, what did Ariana Grande do? How much did Ariana Grande do? What did Ariana Grande do? Right? So Eternal Sunshine did 227. Eternal Sunshine. That's Ariana Grande. That's a pop star. That's an international pop star. She only did 227, and she was gone for 4 years almost. So it's hard now. Getting those streams and those sales is much harder now than they was 7 years ago. Right? And no rappers are doing it. I mean, the only rappers that are doing 2+ is Eminem, Drake, Kendrick, and I think 2+. Eminem, Drake, Kendrick, Wayne. I think Wayne did over 2. But that's about it. That's about it. I think Tyler, the Creator, but I don't really consider him a rapper. I think Tyler, the Creator, did like 300K or something like that. And Travis. But they're a different type of rapper. But there's not many people. It's not many people doing 227. So if she does 185 and the only person that outsells her is the queen of rap, I'll take that. I'll take that. How could that be called the flop? If she does 185 and the only person who outsells her in the females is arguably the greatest female rapper of all time, how can you be mad at that? Someone who's been in the game since when? When did Nicki come in the game? 2009? But she's really been in the game since 2008. She had an 8 or 9 year head start on Cardi B. So when you think about it, she's supposed to outsell Cardi B. Because she's got a much bigger fan base and she's still active. It's not like Missy, Queen Latifah, like they're not really active anymore. Like Jay-Z's not really active still. Eminem's still active. Wayne's still active. Kim isn't really active. Lauren isn't really active. Latifah isn't active. MC Lyte isn't active. Missy isn't active. You know, Doja Cat's supposed to be up there. Doja Cat only did 70,000 on her rap album. I think Cardi B's definitely going to do more than that. Megan Thee Stallion, she's considered in the big 3. Megan Thee Stallion did 60K, 66K. When Good News came out, right in the middle of all that controversy, it only did 100K. Planet Her, which everybody says is one of the great albums of all time, that only did 118 first week. And then you look at Glorilla, Lotto, like Lotto, Glorilla's other album before the last one she put out, Ice Spice, JT, they all did the same thing between 27 and 30. Sexy Red, JT, Ice Spice, Lotto, Glorilla, you know, the first one, they all did around the same thing. But then Glorilla, her last album, which to me is the best female album that's been put out in the last 5 years. Now, I don't know whether I like it better than this album. I probably don't, because this album had more complete songs. It was like telling a story. Glorilla's album was just put it on and it's just bop after bop after bop after bop after bop. It wasn't telling no story or nothing. It's just turn this album on and turn up. Bang it in your car. Go up. The Glorilla shit, that her album is straight bop after bop after bop. Like, golly. But this is more of a story, like how albums usually are. This was a story. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. Lotto has the best female rap album. Well, Gigi, I'll tell you something, Gigi. I didn't like Lotto's album like that, but I'm going to be honest with you. You're not the only one who said that. You're not the only one who said that. I heard somebody else. Matter of fact, I heard it today. Somebody was like, oh, Lotto had the best album. Lotto's album was good, though. Now that I think back, That was a good album. That was a good album. But I liked Ice Spices too. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I like Ice Spice album, man. A lot of people call me crazy, but it's just something about Ice. Like she don't sound like nobody. Like when her records come on, even though other people make trap music or trap rap, Nicki made a trap song, Cardi made a trap song. What's her name? The dark skinned chick with the scar lip. She made trap songs. The pretty trap or whatever they call with Ice Spice. Maybe it's because she don't use other producers. Maybe because she has Riot and nobody else has Riot. But it's just something about Ice Spice's sound that is just fire. Like she don't sound like anybody else. Like her music is totally different from everybody else. Where people will get like T-Day, fuck it up. They'll go out and get the same producer. That's why a lot of these guys, a lot of these people's records sound the same. But Ice Spice uses Riot, and nobody else uses Riot. So that's why her music, to me, is always sound different from everybody else's stuff. Did you hear the AI scissor voice in Dead? No, I didn't. I thought that was supposed to be. I thought that was Summer Walker. And I'll tell you one thing. When I'm out in the club, I'll say it again. I've been out in the club. I don't go to the club often anymore, but I've been out in the club, and when that, you think you that dun 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 dun. Stop playing with a riot. You think you that's it? Did it? You not even that far. Okay, got that. Yo, that shit goes in the club and everybody get the stomping. You thinking that's it? Bitch? You're not even that far. You ain't coming up. Yo, that shit is fire. That shit is fire. Oh my God. That shit go. Is she the best rapper? No. But her records turn up. And Glorilla to me right now, until I heard this album, I was like, Glorilla got the best music out. I was waiting on Cardi's album, and she didn't disappoint. So 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Let me go get my kid. At the end of Dead, it's an AI voice of Scissor. I'm going to go check it out now, Marla. Y'all let me know down in the comments section if you agree with what I said. If you don't agree, if you want to support the page and you support and you appreciate what I do, send me a cash app to $Heaven Hollywood. Right? I appreciate all cash apps, even though I don't get them very often. I appreciate whoever wants to send me one. And yo, man, go out and get that Cardi album. Go out and stream it. If you're not gonna buy it, stream it. Not on YouTube either. Actually stream it. But yeah, man, we're gonna see. As far as what I think it's gonna do in the chart, I think it might be a number one album. But as far as the numbers, 185 is the most I see. And that's damn good. All right, y'all, man. I'll check y'all next time. God bless y'all. Peace.